Hey guys, I'm Doctor McFarland and welcome back to the channel and the studio today. It is Tuesday, about a week before Christmas, and it's just very busy and tiring and fun time of year, I guess. So come on in, prepare your questions in your mind and then type them in the comments over here on the right side of the screen, and I will see those and I will respond with joy or with whatever. You see the box right here. This is a valve train box. So that means there's a valve train product in there somewhere, and we're going to find that thing. I can either open with some scissors, or we can open with some kind of box cutter kind of deal. I don't have a big knife or anything crazy to open with. I will be playing my Kiesel. Oh, this thing is gorgeous. I will be playing my Kiesel CT6 in Autumn Burst with a rosewood fingerboard and mahogany. Oh, that looks nice. That looks really nice. I love the way wood grain just pops out on camera. I mean, it looks really good in person, but like on camera, that's just nuts right there. You got the nice gloss going on, and we got a little bit of action on that neck. Not a whole lot. There's actually a few. There's a few knots on this neck. There's like a little knot there, and like a knot that goes from here to here as well, which is cool. That just means trees and wood are alive, or at least they were alive, and now they're dead. But it's just wood. You know, things happen to wood, and you either choose wood that you like, or you just order a guitar. Really, I like this guitar because I like the top and I like the finish. You know, does it make me mad that there's like some weird knots and stuff on the neck? No, not really. It's just interesting. I have a funny story. I have a Epiphone Sheraton that for the longest time, I've had it for years. But one day I was looking down on the little trim here on the body, and there's like a little black speck. I'm like, what is that? So I get to looking at it. I looked. It's like, wow, you know what? I see legs. I see wings. There's a little gnat that flew onto the lacquer as the guitar was being sprayed or drying or something, and it got caught underneath the finish. So I literally have a one-of-a-kind Epiphone Sheraton right here in my possession. And it is unlike any other guitar in the world because it has a little bug caught in the finish. It's just, you can't make these things up. It's just hilarious. What are you going to do? So anyway, there's that. Love this guitar. I got my Toemaster Pro plugged in here. What else do I have? Can I turn this on? Yes, I do have my Epiphone. I have my Headrush Flex Prime here on the desk as well. And that currently doesn't have any cables hooked up to it. We can fix that here in a second. I am on the edge of, I might be, I don't know. I like the core. I like the Flex Prime. If I was playing live, I would like the Prime just because it's nice and big and it has all the switches and stuff. I honestly wish, this is just me thinking out loud here, I honestly wish that the Headrush form factor of the core would have been more of what the Toemaster Pro is. I'm sorry, that's just my personal preference. I like that the Toemaster Pro has the IEC cable power supply instead of this external wall wart kind of thing going on. I like that it has 2 rows of switches. I like that it has a foot switch mode, and you can hold it for a looper, and you can do the tuner thing, and you can like the dedicated tap tempo button. And yeah, I mean, I could probably add a MIDI controller to the Core or the Flex Prime and get some reasonable options, but I don't know. I think the Toemaster, between the Toemaster Pro and the Fractal AX8, those two are my favorite form factors overall. The AX8 is actually really good. If it had the features of the FM series in the AX8 form factor, I just really like that. I like that it had the screen. I didn't care if it was green and black, kind of like the Kemper thing. But I do like it had. I like that it had the knobs on top that you can control the gain, the EQ, the stuff like that, and so it made it feel like you were adjusting an amplifier and not just whatever. Which is the Toemaster Pro kind of does, because then you can essentially just touch the screen. Let me pull this up here so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Let's add this in here. I'm upside down. Why am I upside down? This is not good. Anyway, I'm waiting for questions, folks, because I need your questions. Let me flip this around so I don't look weird. It's not updating. This is dumb. Okay, anyway. Regardless, you can't see what I'm doing, but, when you touch an element, I don't know if this thing is connected or not. It seems like it should be. It should be connected back here. Anyway, I just like the Toemaster Pro and the workflow of it. That doesn't mean that the headrush doesn't sound good, because it does. It sounds really good. I'm going to get away from this upside down fiasco thing I got going on here. The headrush sounds good. And honestly, all the modelers sound good. It's just a matter of what workflow and what form factor do you prefer. Now, if the super clone stuff and all that was in the form factor of a Toemaster Pro, but we just called it a headrush, then I'd be like, yeah, that'd be great, And then if we shared some of the Toemaster Pro features on the headrush, like the amp volume, the amp channel volume, the way they handle scenes, just different stuff. So it is what it is. All right, let's get down and dirty here. Let's unbox a box. Let's unbox a box and see what's in here. Yeah, here we go. So once again, this is Valve Train. All right. We got these things here, ba-doo. Let's see, we got a manual. Oh, it's not too bad. Let me put this down on the floor. All right, look at that beauty right here. So what this is something with a very long power cable. I'm going to plug it in here. What this is it is a power amp, essentially. It's a 2-power amp. It's a Studio 20. It's got one main volume knob on the front. Okay, we do have an off and a standby and on. And then on the back, we have 2 inputs. So you take the 2 outputs of your modeler, run it into here, And then we actually have big old honking tubes. We have a preamp tube. And it's essentially an amplifier, but without all the main, tone stacks and all the things that you would get with an amplifier. So it's meant to be ran as a power amp with some kind of preamp or modeler. I mean, you could even use one of these direct amps from Quilter. I might plug that in here in a sec. That might be kind of fun. That might be fun. Let's see. I'm gonna plug this in right over here, like so. And let's go ahead and turn it on standby. Let the tubes warm up a bit. And yeah, I'm gonna stand here. Let me take my coat off. Take my coat off. I'm gonna steal a strap. All right. So I am going to take this cable, and it doesn't really matter if you have TRS or regular guitar cables or what. You just need to plug it in somehow. So we're going to go the left 1/4 inch output of the Toemaster Pro, and that is going into the left. Actually, we'll do like a right mono. We'll do the right mono thing here. And we're just going to plug it in and see how it sounds. It will be mainly a room sound just because we have this one microphone. But I can go and make a better video on it later. Alright. Let's get my little green pick here. Alright, so that's going to be coming out of the speakers. Alright, so you're actually hearing the direct sound right now. Alright, now what I want to do is this. I gotta find out why this thing is not let me do this here so you can see what I'm seeing on the screen. Zach Lee, what MIDI controller would you go with for the head rush? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I would do just yet. Why am I upside down? This is dumb. Why am I looking like two people? Okay, let's see if I can do this. I gotta get my scene set up. Alright, I have no idea what's going on. Why I can't get that upside down or right side up. But anyway, you can see what I'm working with here. So what I'm going to do is actually move this speaker. I'm going to click on output. No, I'm not going to click on output. I'm going to add this. What am I doing here? I need to go here. So I'm going to have an output at the end. And it's going to be something like this. Okay. So I'm going to move my IR to the left output. Yeah, it's going to be on that, and that's going to be on output 2. All right, so now I should only be hearing my my bottom output, which is my 1/4 inch. If I bypass that, all right, something's not working here. Let's see what I'm doing. Lower path on. All right, I think I need to go assign my actual outputs. Sorry, I'm learning something here. Instrument split. Yeah, we got that. We got that going. Let's go up here. Let's go to I/O. Outputs. Okay. Input. Mixer. All right, so I should be seeing something coming out of output 2 right now. Lower path on. Let's go back to my mixer. All right, I got something going on. I'm not quite sure what that is. Let me switch my cable over to maybe the right side. No. All right, something is going on to where both outputs are going out what I don't want, or something. Okay, it says it's stereo. Let's make it mono. All right, now I see output 2 is independent. I have no idea. All right, we'll just go with that. Maybe I'll turn down the signal on the board here, just so you don't get blasted out. All right, let's go over to some overdrive and let's switch that over. All right, I also want to do this. Let me just go ahead and bypass the IR, see if that changes anything. All right, what happens when you bypass the IR is this. Is now you're using the power amp and the speaker to give you that speaker sound versus this thing where you do you turn it back on. So now it's just way too bright. So I'm going to bypass it again. Okay. Another thing we can do is actually replace this. Let's see. Oh, I think I need to go to cabinets. Go down to the bottom, external cab. Let's do this thing. Since I am using an external cab, I'm now using an external cab speaker impedance curve, which is giving me, you know, it's giving me something cool here. Let's try one of these other ones. Let's try a greenback. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I'm trying to see. Why this other camera's not showing up. Oh, it is showing up. There it is, right there. Cool. Let's try something different. So that's with the external cab on, and this is with it off. Alright, now, just for experiment's sake, let's unplug this and let's go over to the the Fender FR12 speaker and see what that does. Sound, why not? All right, I really have no idea why I'm not getting sound. Probably because I don't have my thing turned on. All right, now we do need to have... What the crap? I just want to move it. I am going to have some kind of cab in here. Let's just go to cabinets. And I like this one. How's it going, Richard? What kind of question do you have about your Flex Prime? Or do you just want to have a general comment that you had one? Alright, let's go back to this cable. This one back over here. There's got to be something going on. Maybe bring this back up. Alright, so far I'm not too impressed. Let's try this other input over here. Alright, let's do the same thing. But now we're going to use this quilter amp over here. Let's take this down. Put this here. Put this here. Put that there. Oh, yes. Thank you for long IC cables. Alright, so we're going to turn that on. We are going to go into the effects return here. All right, that volume is all the way up. So what happens here? All right, that's fine. Let's change it up one more time. Let's take the output of this and now go into the Flex Prime here. So we're going to go output and we're going to go input. Like so. Let me bypass this cab right here. Going to some dirt. Turn all that down. Okay, one more time back to the valve train. Back to the valve train. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're gonna be loud. Wow. And one more time back to the Fender FR12. And I'm going to need to turn my cab back on. All right, well, it's a sound. What do I like so far? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I prefer using IRs, going either through the Fender or this Quilter over here. The Quilter sounds really good. Yeah, it's not knocking me off my feet by any means, but it's definitely a cool looking cab. I have a jam I'm going to go to on Friday. So I will definitely take it to that and just try it out. I might even take the valve train and the Fender FR12 and just like go back and forth between them on different songs to see what I like about each one and how it fills up the room and how it makes me feel inside. So, but yeah, so far it's just a sound. It's not good or bad. It's just something to get used to. Hank Hill's in the house. What's up, man? Yeah, I mean, everything is sounding good here in the room. It's just, how does it translate over the web? I'm not sure because I only have this one mic right here, and I'm gonna have to do this in a pre-made video where I can record everything and control the sound and get it the best I can, and not just rely on a live stream to get a point across. But so far it sounds good. Wow, I just changed keys. Now this is a rig. Let me pull this up. Let me bring up the headrush editor, which is on headrush flex prime.local. I love that it just remembers my setting, which is great. We're going to go here. Why am I upside down? I still don't know why. But why am I upside down? It just doesn't make any sense at all. I shouldn't be upside down. But yet I am. But yet here I am upside down. That's not what I want. Ah, there I am. Okay. It is what it is, folks. All right, so here's the Flex Prime editor within a web browser. And this is the rig that I need to upload to the Doctor McFarland .ir pack. Not .ir pack, just the HTS rigs on my website. Because I went over this rig and some other things on for last month's live stream. And I've just been behind. I've actually been watching lots of basketball, so I'm sorry about that. Actually, I'm not sorry. I want to do what I want, but I need to get that uploaded to the site, and then probably Thursday I will do another live stream just for the headrush tone sculpting, and so feel free to come on in, grab your headrush units, and you can build rigs along with me. And what was cool about this rig is it has a super clone in here that is going from. It's basically going from a Bogner Shiva that has a low clean sound like this. Right? Then it goes to a medium drive sound. And then it goes to the full-on heavy-duty dirt sound. And honestly, that sound right there, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I like the ToneMaster Pro. I like the Helix. I like the Fractal stuff. I like the Quad Cortex and everything else. They all have good sounds, but if I could take that sound and put it in a better form factor, like the ToneMaster Pro, or even an AX8, this is what I was saying earlier. I really like the form factor of the AX8. Which in turn is similar to the form factor of the Quad Cortex, which in turn is similar to the form factor on the ToneMaster Pro. So they all just kind of share ideas from amongst all the different companies, and they all sound really good. It's just a matter of what you want. So if I keep the Flex Prime as my main headrush unit, then I would like to add some kind of MIDI controller to that so I can access some other sounds, because 3 switches is just too limited. Even the FM3, the Fractal FM3 is too limited. You have to add something to it to make it better. And I wish they could take the Prime, the headrush Prime, and just cut off that expression pedal side. So that way you still have the 2 rows of switches. You have your bank up and down. You have your middle 8 switches, and then you have your looper and your tap tempo and your tuner. And honestly, it'd probably be about as wide as a. Where's my tape measure here? I got a tape measure. It'd probably be. Let me look at this thing. Let me look it up. Let's look up how wide FM9 width. It's about 20 inches. So what is that? The ToneMaster Pro is about 14 inches. So 20 inches would be this, which I know you can't tell what that is by the scale, but it's about 20 inches for an FM9. Okay. Now, what is a headrush Prime width? And the width of that is, no, that's not right. That's the Flex Prime. I want the actual Prime. Give me I'm gonna have to go on here. It is $9.99. $9.99. Our width is 25. So yeah, if they cut off, I mean, it's hard to scale this, but if they cut off that expression pedal here and got rid of all that side crap, you could have a nice unit with that screen right in the middle and slide all those over, turn that thing, maybe move it over on this side, and you would just have a nice, you basically have an FM9 at that point, but you still have your bank, or actually your rig up and down, or your bank up and down, your 4 switches in the middle, or 8 switches in the middle. And my wife is calling me. I'll call her later. And then we have the looper and the tap tempo. So it's never going to happen. They're not going to make a smaller unit, nor are they going to replace their headrest core. But if I had my wish, I would take the headrest prime, chop off the expression pedal on the side, move all the stuff on the back, slide all this stuff over to over here, and basically make it start like around in this area. That's what I would do. You have a nice IEC cable, and man, I really wish that was the case, because this could be a very cool unit. And if I had that unit with this super clone on it, I mean, I probably would never have to go to anything else. And plus, I'd have plenty of foot switches to accommodate all my rigs and stomps and scenes and all the things I'd want to set up for a rig. So all right, let's get rid of this cable here. And with all that said, with this being $9.99, if they had this $7.99, the same price as the core, then you can still add your own expression pedal to the side. It didn't have to be built in like this. So if this was the actual core without the expression pedal, and it was like $800, get out of town. That'd be the dream rig right there. It would be nice. All right, let me get these cables. Without hurting somebody. All right, so I am needing my orange and my yellow cable. Let me plug this in to the headrest flex, the FlexPlex. Like so. Bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. This actually kind of makes me sad to talk about this. Why can't they just cut off that expression pedal, leave all the other knobs and switches on there, and just give us a more compact unit? And we can always just add our own expression off to the side whenever we want. Yeah, get rid of the core, give us a headrest prime without the expression pedal, and still have your flex prime as your small option. And that's what I would do. But that's why we have the Toemaster Pro, because that is essentially the size of the Toemaster Pro. So, all right, I'm going to make sure I'm not cranking things up too much here. Bring that up in volume. Let me put on my headphones. Yeah, that sounds good to me. This sounds really good. So what kind of questions do y'all have in the last few minutes here, last 10 or 15 minutes? I actually had more higher hopes for this valve train, but so far it's not like just making me go wild or anything. Somebody was asking about the Laney LFR speaker and how they already ordered one, which, let me just throw this out there. If you're going to order anything online, click on my Zounds link. Let's get off the Sweetwater crap. Let's go to Zounds.com. Zounds.com. And let's look up the Headrush Prime. So $9.99. They do have a blemished option for $8.49. That is $150 off, folks. And I could get it by Thursday, which is 2 days from now. No credit checks. You can just pay 12 payments of $83.25. And when you buy anything through my link, I do get a nice commission from that. So if I've helped you at all by giving you my professional opinion on gear and things to look out for, then use my Zounds link in the description of this video and all the other videos I have on my channel, and I will be very appreciative of that. So, Benjamin Cardenas. Hey, Benjamin, how's it going? I just want a touchscreen with all the IOs with no switches. I like my unit at desk level. I will MIDI for switches and expression pedals. Well, that's interesting. That is definitely one way to do it. I like the FM3 from Fractal, even though it has 3 switches, because I would pair it with an FC12 foot switch, which is a nice size, but it has all the switches to where you can get to your layouts and all the things. I like that idea of doing that. I might go back to Fractal one day. Because now that they have gapless switching, I would get the FM3, keep it on my desk for small stuff. And then when I'm playing live, I would just bring the FC12 foot switch with me, connect it with an XLR cable, and have a gig ready setup right at my feet, ready to go. And the FM3 can just kind of live back behind me on a amp stand or stage box or something, just something behind me. So I wouldn't need it right in front of me, and that would be cool. But yeah, an IO with no switches. I like my desktop. Yeah. Up a bit. Let's go back to my my medium dirt sound. I mean, this is the full sound. Yeah, the only problem with MIDI and Headrush is it is limited. You can't send CC messages, but you can receive PC and CC messages. And you can't, some functions can only be accessed if it's assigned to a foot switch, and that needs to go away. You need to be able to access, let's say the Flex Prime could have, I don't know, let's just say you could have 8 different scenes, okay? Or really with the different switch states, you could have technically 16 scenes on a within a Headrush, okay? But you could choose to access those via any foot switch that you assign that to. But you need to be able to have as many different scenes as you want without the foot switch limitation. because this is essentially what the core does. The core has 5 switches, but because it has an AB bank, that makes it 10 switches. And then because you can have 2 different scenes on a foot switch, you can technically have 20 whopping scenes on a headrush core, which is insane. You can't do that on the headrush prime because you only have 8 foot switches to work with, and then 8 times 2 is 16. So it's crazy that you can actually get 4 more scenes on the core than you can on the prime unit. Wow, I just said that out loud. It is crazy. It is crazy. But what if on the Flex Prime right here? What if you had the ability to go into assign here, and right now you can see I got some hold functions so I can go between different banks. Now I can access my tap tempo. I can access my tuner, which you can't see on the screen, which is stupid. They need to fix that. But yeah, that's what I would want to do. Is like, all right, give us 16 scenes to work with, and then we can choose what foot switches we want to assign those to. And anything that can't be assigned to an onboard foot switch, we can control via MIDI. That would be sick. Like, give me a Flex Prime with all the MIDI capabilities, and just give me a separate foot controller, like a MIDI foot controller that I can assign to do whatever I want. Man, I gotta stop dreaming. At first, I mean, that sounds really cool because you got 14 blocks to work with. That would be insane. What if Headrush came out with its own MIDI controller for the Flex Prime? That would just be insane. Golly, why doesn't somebody go talk to Headrush and be like, guys, come on, look in my eyes right now. I'm telling you, if you do it this way, you will rule the world, and that would be just insanely cool. Yeah, give us a MIDI controller with all the switches we would need. Basically like an FC12 from Fractal. Like, give us something that nice and sturdy and big. But actually, you can have the big version. You can also have like a more scaled down version. You can just choose between the small version and the big version. And wow, that's some brainstorming right there. I kind of like that, because then you would just have a small Flex Prime that you could literally just throw in your backpack. And then, you know, I mean, you have to put the foot controller in something, but yeah, accessing all the functions, but via MIDI. So like all the scenes, all the ways to switch from different rigs, all the ways to add different stomps. Okay, I'm on board with this. I am on board for sure. Benjamin says, yes, MIDI is limited. I wish I could change vocal keys for harmonies and auto-tune with MIDI on the core. Yeah. With MIDI on the core. Well, that is the next big change that Headrush really has to do, is they have to get on board with the whole MIDI thing. Because maybe their mindset is, well, you're using the unit, you don't need to control it. But it's like, guys, the Helix, the Line 6 Helix has full MIDI capabilities. In and out, PC and CC messages. You can literally control anything and everything on the Helix with a MIDI controller. And it just has to be the same with Headrush. It just has to be. I like the Toemaster Pro, but if I could get these sounds right here, right? But give me a bigger controller to actually access all the things on the Flex Prime or even the core, because the core is a lot smaller. That would just be amazing. I would like that a lot. And now I feel like I'm rambling, but it is what it is. That's a weird sound I had created. Here's a all right, there you go. A little John Mayer there for you. Don't tell YouTube though, because they'll demonetize my video. Yeah, Headrush Prime. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle to look at all the things on the market and be like, what is there a perfect unit that just does everything that you want? And Headrush, I mean, the sounds are there. I love the sounds on the Headrush, but I do wish there were some other options as far as the form factor goes. Let's go check out the Flex Prime here. So that's $4.99 for that sucker. Get it by Friday. 12 easy payments of $41.58. And it looks like there's a World Tour bag you can get that holds some stuff. It's cool. And then we got the Headrush Core for $6.99. Save $100. Was $7.99, now $6.99. Get it by Thursday. 12 easy payments of $58.25. Yeah, I just love that sound. And then going to the medium. Yeah, I would love to dive deeper into the Headrush MIDI, but it's literally just, it's limiting. It is. Let me show you what I mean here. Do I have the manual on my desktop? I'm not seeing the manual on my desktop. Let's look up the Headrush Flex Prime manual. User guide. All right, so we're going to look at the MIDI stuff here on the bottom. All right, so we got MIDI through, receive MIDI clock, yada, yada, blah, blah. Well, I don't care. Where's my map? USB mode. Okay, so the Flex Prime can be controlled by incoming MIDI CC control change messages sent by external MIDI gear. This external MIDI gear must be connected to the 1/8" MIDI input. If USB MIDI gear is being connected to the USB port, it must be class compliant and require no software drivers to function. So we can control a expression pedal. We got foot switch 1, 2, and 3. Boo. Tap tempo. We can control tap tempo. We have all the looper functions. We have blocks 1 through 14 on and off. We have all the practice tool options. Okay, that's wow. Okay, great. I would get rid of some of these and I would say, okay, I want, let's just say a good round number. Let's say 16 scenes. I know that sounds crazy, but you have the original 8. You can have your second switch state. So that turns into 16. 16 scenes available. And you're free to set these up independently of the actual foot switches. So set up your 16 scenes and or any combination of stomps that you want. And now you can use an external MIDI controller to send a CC message to say, when I click this button, I want you to turn on scene. Maybe it's scenes 1 through 8, but you have an A and a B. So like 1A, then 1B, right? Then 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and so forth. And you can just have all the options that you want right there. Right there. That'd be really cool. I don't know what I just did. See, there's your switch states right here. Let me zoom that in a little bit bigger. See if you can see that. So the switch state, add and edit scene switch states. But what if they weren't assigned to a switch? What if you just had all these 16 states available and you can choose to add them to a physical switch and or assign them to or control them with a external MIDI control. I'm just going off like a broken record at this point, but I'm thinking out loud here, thinking, man, that would just be the icing on the cake if that would be possible. That means the core, the prime, the flex prime, they all have 16 scenes. You can freely access those however you want. You could do on the prime, you could have 8 on the original switches. You could have 8 off the board, via this external MIDI controller thing. It'd just be so cool. It would just be really cool. All right, guys. Thanks for everyone for sticking with me here on a Tuesday. I had a little bit of fun playing guitar, experimenting with different speaker playback devices, whether that's tube, FR, or a solid state amplifier option. Talking about my hopes and dreams and aspirations for what Headrush could be in the future. And let me know down in the comments what you think about that. If that's an option at all, or if I just living in a pipe dream. So, all right. Thanks for everyone for watching. I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.